ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to the Manicheans series of Crusader Kings 3 here on the Lord Master channel. As you can see, our realm had expanded greatly towards the east until we finally accomplished our first major goal of the series, which was to, establish the expansion of the new Uyghur heartland of Qocho. And we've done it just that, and got many great rewards, such as 1,000 men-at-arms from Khotan and the other from China, and as well as development up for all of its areas, even though it's not that much actually. Let me see development. I mean, obviously, it's becoming a bit more developed here in Qocho, while others like Toksun left a lot more to be desired. Because, desert environments and everything. But at least it'll help for the oasis cities of the town basin, including areas outside of it that do get affected by it, including those close to the home. Even areas that has zero development. Well, that's actually because it's outside of that outline that we've mentioned a few times. But here at Qocho, that's our capital that's most developed. But if I was, more of an expansion, I would love to expand to over there. Because not only for its development, but also more buildings, a trading post. Also a special building because it's a Manichean holy site, and as well as being a home of the Jade mining settlement, which will give you more tax and all that. Yeah, because more holdings. So one day, would love to conquer Khotan, but we are allied with them, and when that day comes and we're no longer allied with them, we'll be sure to conquer their land just to put them out of their misery, and then we'll come in and take that Manichean holy site there. It's something that I'm willing to have and to expand upon there. Even though Mahayana Buddhism is spreading across the steppe, and to some degree of Leviism. Leviism adapted by the Bashkiriya. And the Shari is catching on among the Khazars instead of Khuzarites. And some desire to go Rabbinic. Well, no. Karakhanates from the Karluks. We know how that goes. Of what brought them over there. Right, now for the here and now, after we did a bit of look around the world, which matter of fact, you haven't looked at Europe yet of what that's like. There is Novgorod, a kingdom of, and there is White Rus. You've been doing conquests. The old Sicilian frontier struggle, which we did that back then. Bedouin Confederation. That is an empire of Arabia, but where are the Abbasids? Obviously, this is House Abbasid. And this is ran by House Abbasid, okay. And over in India, I've just been quiet of looking around the state of affairs of the world as of 912 AD. After those first couple of episodes were quite a time. Now, I'm feeling fine even though I am still infirm and also recently became obese, which is a moderate penalty. Wish I could get rid of that because I forgot to turn off the the gain weight, but now there's no way for me to try to lose weight. So I believe your priority now is to secure your nice future and all that. It's good to know that she's quick-minded. This is the granddaughter, who's going to be the future heir. And I originally hoped that appointing him as Archbishop would make sure that he's out of that line of succession. But it does appear to be working. I may have to inherit him now that I have all this renown these days. But I think you should just live the rest of your life in prosperity. So we're doing something different here. Let us reinforce relations with the Silk Road community by go for Middle Eastern. Iranian, Arab, and Jewish merchants and travelers have been renowned for their acumen and worldliness for centuries. With their wealth and connections and our status and power, we can achieve great things together. It's time to improve your contacts with the Middle Eastern communities. So this option increases the amount of and chances of receiving gifts of character modifiers and improve gold income, or counter modifiers building costs and control of your own. Capital from the local Silk Road communities unlocks the decision to bring in Middle Eastern merchant settlers. Let's do it. As we remind ourselves, the lands and seas of the so-called Silk Road have been a vibrant melting pot with different peoples for generations. Perhaps even before the rise of the great empires of Han, Rome, or Persia. Thanks to these extensive networks, there are flourishing communities with origins from across Eurasia, even in my realm. Cooperating with them may be helpful if I am to achieve my ambitions. In particular, I decided to reinforce relations with the Middle Eastern communities more. The merchant networks of Iranian, Arabian, and Jewish origin can be found across the Silk Road, where trade may flow. Anyone who seeks to encourage commerce and development will look for their aid. If we do good business with them, we can all surely and prosper. This gives you +1 stewardship. And now that I've been networking with the local Middle Eastern communities, Maro, I am interested whether they'd be willing to help me attract some of their compatriots, particularly merchants, to settle in my realm and continue to expand the existing commercial networks so that we may all prosper and grow. On prestige free, but also merchant settles for 10 years here, so a number of Arabian or Iranian merchant communities have settled recently as stewards of these so-called Silk Roads. The presence will boost the local economy. So reduced construction costs for buildings, holding taxes +10 here, and more development growth here. Excellent. Trade and commerce will flourish. Trade makes the world go round. No matter their ethnic or religious origin, merchants from the Middle East can be found throughout the much of the Silk Road, ranging from Arabs to Iranians and Jews and more. They have been especially prolific in establishing colonies in major trade centers and crossroads in order to broaden their business networks. I've managed to convince some members of the local Middle Eastern community to assist me in recruiting people from the homelands or elsewhere along the Silk Road networks to come and settle in my lands. They get to expand their networks while also helping to bring in even more prosperity to my lands. I eagerly welcome the colonists. It's a win-win. So it's 15.1 of the gold income. Now, it'll probably go up with time. It's not an immediate effect. But also, confess, because, look at me. I survived cancer. I am disfigured, I'm a eunuch, I'm one-legged, and I'm one-eyed. I'm surprised I'm not even blind. But, nevertheless, I lived. So let's just confess for the goodness of ourselves. Alright, it's not going to get rid of any of those negative traits. It doesn't get rid of health traits. It could have gotten rid of greedy, but that's personality. You don't have any sins. How many manuscripts do I have? We have one that reduces gold cost, and the other for reduced gold cost when commissioning a manuscript. Well, I was about to do that, so switch over. Compare contrast. Because if you were to commission a manuscript here, it'll cost you 20.75. 20 gold, 75 prestige. This is 16. Now, what do you want? Actually, you should have in books, because remember, legitimacy was a big issue. So you should go for this. Gain extra legitimacy when hosting the Bema festival activity. Various Manichean hymns have been composed for ritual purposes, and many of these are used in important political and everyday ceremonies. I'll write it myself. Hey, can you? No. Doesn't matter. In fact, you have no stewardship skills, so what the hell for? Oh, and you're a beast too. We should raise our money for Bema. Maybe some fasting will do me good. We should hold court. We'll consider it. You know, let's do it. Yeah. Remember, your court grandeurs are level 1. Let's do it. I'm faced with Epic, whose side eyes, which grow larger and more pitiful as Mother Gundes gently ushers him towards me. Idiqut. The boy's been in Boniac's Cove. No one to watch over him since the disappearance of his dear father. Please look to his future. What could be done with such a child? Well, since I'm a greedy person, says my heads are full. I'll find him a home. Just be nice for a little bit. Normally I'll just be like, ah, get out of here. But nah, we need to court grandeur up. My vassal, Kritbon Namcho of Guazal, steps before me, along with a Mahayana Bhikkhuni. Vague memories of this case spring to mind. Some dispute over the departed Don Pablo's wishes. Namcho, Idiqut, be assured, these promises of land are pure falsehoods. My father may have given alms here and there, but the whole hill of human guan, it is plainly absurd. Priest clears up. My name is Zhao Rong, Your Grace, from the temple of Antiquity. We speak true. Valpo was a pious man. He spent much time with us before he found the peace of the enlightenment in the auspicious rebirth. Great of our naturals, eyes reddening with anger. Theocracy, vassal, what on earth? Keep your title, Namcho, but compensate the Sangha. Lord begins, my vassal, Etiburum Epica, looking very contrite. The last periods were really tough on my domain. Extra expenses were required on every front, and my coffers are sadly empty. It pains me too, but I resolve to repeal you to help pay off my debts. I will not forget your generosity in my time of need. Well, you're talking to the wrong person. I have no money to spare. We shall save our money for Bema next year. Nobody to ransom over. You want this? Sure. But I like him. It can wait. So your main priority right now is just try to stay healthy as much as I can. Because I would not wish to split the kingdom. Even though he is going to start off as a rather older man. With a granddaughter that I'm raising myself instead of him, because I don't trust him. No longer obese. Alright, never mind then. Yeah, I'm gonna be around for a while longer. Because my part right now is to keep the peace. Keep the realm together. And I may disinherit you, Konchek. Because skill-wise, you're not as good. Whereas he is good. And you don't have children yourself, but you cannot get married because you're part of the elect now. She's married, but has no children yet. Unless I could enforce the divorce, which doing that is just... Okay, it's not as bad as disinheriting someone. And he's not going to be around for much longer, because he's drunk and he's obese. You don't need to do that right now. You'll know when the notification pops up that says, "Hey, the alliance is broken. Let's conquer." And then we'll get there. Unless we unite the entirety of the Basin region under one flag. And perhaps we'll turn our attention westward towards Samarkand. That stewardship for level of devotion would work wonders with me. It's just I would like to move my capital to there when that time comes. But for now, we stay here. And of course, with time, all that offensive war popular opinion will go away. As I said, it's my priority right now, is to keep the peace. As the renown of my dynasty grows, familiarity with the glories of Bilga's sigil spreads too. My family's device is now recognized in the regional circles of nobility, counted highly amongst the prominent Uyghur bloodlines, as it should be. We don't have an antiquarian. We never had one. Ah, here we go. This is the Manichean hymn book, written in Shah's Turkey by Idiqut Bokut. This text is an example of the renowned quality and beauty of the Manichean manuscripts. This manuscript contains Manichean hymns to be sung during various ceremonies, whether religious or political and more mundane. Their constant presence in everyday rituals help remind Manicheans of Maniche's teachings. This is actually an improvement compared to all of my other books of Manichean manuscripts, because, you see, these have always been quality 1. This is journal, this is masterwork. So this is +3 learning. Versus +2 this one. But this gives you legitimacy gain. Useful when there's a new ruler, and then you're ready for that. Yes. You, because you're younger. Prove artifacts. These are illustrious artifacts, which we ain't gotten any. Though it would be nice. Yeah, try to improve the artifacts, because apparently it does have a chance to improve it. Not the quality increases with aptitude. Common artifacts can be improved once. Masterworks twice, and so on. Or someone wants to go on an adventure. Well, you know what, switch that instead, since there's a lot of fortune to be had these days. I'm inspecting the barracks infirmary when a severely injured soldier is brought in. He's losing too much blood. Where is the physician? Oh no, there's nowhere to be found. Chill runs down my spine. I might be this man's only hope. Suddenly, as I stepped out of thin air, my daughter-in-law is at my side. He rolls up his sleeves and looks at me. Step back. This is my patient. 96% chance I saved the soldier all by myself. Or 4% chance he dies. My patient screams and thrashes, even though 3 grown men weigh him down. Every step of the way is a battle, but my knowledge does not fail me. My hands remain steady. I'm not sure how I managed, but in the end it seems like the soldier will live. His comrades pat my back. Decorum lost relief. Thank you, my lord. We would have lost Bush without you. Yeah, I figured. Be sure to get Iron Constitution in 4 years' time or so. So that way we could keep the infirmary further away at bay. That I may live up into my 80s. Because I made a vow. No more wars. Instead, we will live in peace and prosperity. And we hope that Bema will be held during the next year. switch to this because you said you intend to hold them on next year. Stewardship +1 for you. Good. And don't forget, Bema's also cheaper due to that, you know, ever since we reformed the Manichean church. 110 average for Bema. Let me see. I'd like to focus on repenting on my sins. My legitimacy is already at the max. It'll be a month-long fast. Decent chance of losing negative traits. And generous alms. We can wait. It'll come, regarding the income. You can come too. Alright, let's do it. And then after that, we'll spend our money on other things that are far more important, such as building certain buildings. Alright, which one of you unruly vassals of mine needs to be swayed? Ah, you. The Bema Festival is soon upon us, the most important celebration of Manichaeism. It is the time of year when we remember the martyrdom of Mani, the apostle of Jesus, who will come to us in a spiritual form to absolve us of the sins we confess, as we liberate the light from this dark material world. Before the Bema, heroes such as myself must engage in fasting as preparation. We will avoid that which perpetuates the entrapment of light and matter, such as eating food, especially which is not vegetarian, consuming intoxicating substances, and engaging in sexual acts. We will purify ourselves before our festival starts. And now, the month-long fast. Still the heir to the title, son. I'm gonna have to disinherit you very soon. We've completed our fasting in preparation for the event festival. We can now begin the occasion properly, having purified ourselves. We found the central hall, gathering the elect. At the end of the hall lies an empty throne, save for a portrait of Mani, our prophet. It is here where he will descend spiritually and absolve us of our sins after confession. Now that everyone's here, we can begin. So, yeah, I took a minor health penalty for having that month-long fast. There was a big chance of that anyhow, so I can handle 3 years. At first, it begins simply, a pulse of a prayer, sung by one of the elect. Then suddenly, one by one, more voices join in, of all the elect and hearers in the room. We come together, singing together the hymns of our faith. We come together, weeping in sorrow as we remember the parinirvana of Mani. We come together, weeping in joy as we confess our sins, and Mani descends from the light high above and absolves us of those sins. For a moment, there is nothing surrounding me but the sound of light, of purity, of power, of wisdom, and a vision of the Bama throne, empty save for the portrait of Mani. It is a glorious, no, a miraculous experience. I did it! You lost the greedy trait, and it's turned to generous, which even though it does hurt the monthly income, but still! Haha! You finally defeated your vice at the age of 73. Now you can stop being a greedy bastard all the damn time. Sure, I'll take a bit of a hit in monthly income, but we're going to be living in a more prosperous era anyhow. After the overwhelming emotions, sounds, and visions of the confession ceremony, we move on to the next part of the Bama Festival. Throughout the year, the elect maintain a vegetarian diet, whereby consuming the plants, these holy figures are able to release most of the light back into the heavens, freeing the light on the world of matter. The Bama Festival is perhaps the most important occasion of this, and the elect nobly eats the plants we picked for them, while praying for the salvation of the light and our souls. After this, the elect deliver various sermons to preach the profound teachings of Mani, and urge us to continue our good deeds for the coming year. May the light be freed from darkness. At last, this year's Bama Festival is coming to an end. Mani had come to absolve us of the sins we confessed, as more and more light was freed and returned to the heavens. Such a powerful and grand intense event only happens once a year, but we'll be ready for the next occasion. Until then, we should do our best to engage in various virtuous acts to free the light and scorn the darkness wherever we can. We praise the truth of Mani, the supreme illuminator. So you did it. You defeated greed. It is a miraculous experience. Except I'm so greedy. Okay? That's probably a bug. It didn't change anything. So, it's a good thing we gotta report that at the Cyberxcon Discord server. I mean, it's still a rare chance of that happening, but however, you still got, you know, greedy trade instead of changing the trade, so we'll have a look into that. But anyways, I think it was just for the sake of roleplay, I think he wasn't being genuine about being generous. Like, he felt it, but however, he can never overcome his greed, especially that he lives in a rather prosperous land. Gonna have to give it to you because just keep the money flowing. And finally, as for you, yeah, I'm gonna have to disinherit you. I'm so— oh my goodness! I know this is Dark Ages and everything, like it would have several changes to this, but now it's much more severe penalty for disinheriting someone. 400 prestige and 575. Huh? Disapproves of disinheriting a non-disputed heir. Okay, never mind. What is a co-monarchy? Becomes designated heir. Yeah, don't touch that either. Well, guess we're gonna be stuck with him. I caught these two hiding in a food store. A very irate cook shot me, dragging my granddaughters Sati and Lihua and tow. They stole a whole keg of wine, and Sati just sat there as Lihua drank herself to near oblivion, she says angry. It seems as if my ward protected her partner in crime, keeping a lookout while abstaining from any drink herself. Actually, it was very good of you to abstain from drink. Don't you know that temperance is a virtue amongst us Manicheans? Keep that. It's gonna be a while to sway that man all the way. No, buildings are only cheaper in culture and we can't upgrade them further. Hey, remember that culture head thing? The only way to be a culture head is to get rid of that man. Do I wish to be a known murderer? You know, it would be very hard. Oh, no, won't work. He's paranoid. Scheme will be thwarted before you can even get it together. Because I would love to have a hybrid culture between the Uyghur and the Kushinia Takarians, so I can get some of their innovations. As I said, we're going to be stuck behind the times. As I step over the threshold of my personal physician's office, I find him bent deeply over his translation of Hierophilus is atrocious, he says. Far of all these instructions, I am as likely to cure my patient as I am to kill him outright. Hey, you're the one that cured my cancer. So, let me have a look. 100% chance that I help him translate the text, increasing his learning by 2. And I gain another 900 of the learn lifestyle experience. Now we're a lot closer to get Iron Constitution, so we can't get sick anymore, but certainly that disease resistance will have a huge boost. And keep in mind, that fast really hurt me. But we'll see how much difference does that make. Well, meanwhile, we wait for that man to pass away. My brother-in-law. The what? No, it's not for us. Don't be alarmed. Peasant rabble. Due to low county opinion. With time, it'll all go away. Unless I can, here we go. But remember, you said no more wars. We can't handle another war. Unless I give him a tax break, but the greedy SME says no. Something to think about in the future. Today I woke up earlier than usual. Finding it a bit restless, I ventured out to my residence and took a walk outside with some trusted guards. We thought we heard a whistling sound up ahead. On further investigation, we found that it was a young shepherd of his flock playing a pleasant song on his wooden flute. He greeted me reverently and wished me the best. Please, play some more music. It's good. Yeah. Marshal for 2. Excellent. 1 second. I'm just looking what could give me more income, potentially. And also, diplomacy increased by 1. She is going to be a star child one day. Screw it. There's agriculture. My entourage and I are strolling back from a short foray into the Qocho. We expectedly run across an vassal, Countess Sibyl and her retinue, skulking around like our unannounced business. Ah, Bokut, I was hoping to run here. Come, I found a most delightful taberna just short ways from here. Would you like to join me for some spiced wines and hashes, soft-faced cakes? Ah, hell. Just trying to keep up, friend. 99% chance that calls her to talk to freely and I get a hook on her. Gotcha. Now, you can't tell her to convert, but I can modify the contract to get rid of those religious rights. Cannot demand more than 1. Tyrannical change. Son of a beeswax. Now, what would I do with all that money? But please remember, your health is poor right now. Unsolicited musical number. As of late, my heart has been bursting at the seams. While I know my courtiers and servants simply want to go about their daily business, I can't help but want to break out into poetry to woo on those among my courtiers. Kelsang, standing on the other side of the room, makes it abundantly clear he's not exactly enjoying my constant singing. While this behavior is clearly unbecoming for a lord of my stature, do I truly care when there's a whole world devoid of my sweet sonnets? Well, I do have stress. I'll say, let it go. Because I'm gregarious and a poet, and stress is gone. Learning lifestyle perk. Remember, your health is poor. Now, with iron constitution, your health is still poor. So, it does not matter. Just accept it, man. You're gonna be gone very soon, so you might as well begin your preparations. Save up some money. Build up some inheritance for Pangtale. You know, as far as line of succession is concerned, it's going to be Pangtale and then granddaughter. But since she's going to be one for Marshal, hopefully I could be around for a few more years. Like she could be capable of being a more of a military woman herself, especially with our new and improved military these days. You got 12 months. Dear of Qocho. It's nice to know about that, but right now, oh, that actually worsened. One of the modifiers has expired. Yeah, the best way to calm him down a bit is to give him tax breaks. While sitting outside, I was feeling rather thirsty and asked for a servant to fetch me some water. After drinking it, I truly felt refreshed. The amazing effects some cool fresh water could have on a person. That was nice. You could definitely get rid of the whatever for Toksun. Or do you want to fight the bastards? Because how long would it take to assemble the whole army? 6 months. Okay, good to know. 6 months. Really improving it now. Although I'd rather have that man be the next ruler. Even though he probably won't have a long reign, but he'll be the man known to tried his damnedest to keep the peace. That's what he's going to be known for. He's going to try to be the peacekeeper. While we save up some inheritance money. Oh good, he never used it on me. For whatever reason. Thinking. Because a bit of men-at-arms reduction, you know, means more money. And we get to move faster to put down these damn peasants. You know what, do it. Let's meet him. Because Toksun is known for its renowned blacksmiths, who are said to be some of the best aircraft in the world, I've decided it would be a good idea to recruit some to service my armies. Their skills in crafted, repairing, and maintaining weapons and armor should be of best use to me. I should determine what kind of specialists I want, though. You already spent 40 gold, so I've decided that we should employ renowned blacksmiths to make supplies for armies. I already spent 40. Make slight income again. When does that one in particular expire? In 4 years' time. And that place is about to go in revolt. Because what gives? We've been in too many offensive wars. And the peasants are still mad at it. But I say, you know what? Let's bring the army to mass. And I'll lead. They're peasants. What the f are they gonna do to us, huh? Raise all armies here. This is probably going to be a bad idea, but I may switch to others in the command. Takes some months to assemble. Man-at-arms already here. But I want to bring everyone, including levies. Every single one of them. When it comes to tributary matters, I don't care. Pay tribute to me or not. We're a powerful realm. Karluk Tegrin Nomadic Uprising. Well, don't expect me to come over there. Be strategic commander. Because look, I'm crippled, alright? I ain't got time for nonsense. Master of the Horse. Give me Warhorse grooming for slight increased advantage. And then, hey, wait a minute! Why didn't we have this? Increased aptitude of court positions. Up. That's the position you were looking for. Why the F would you? Why didn't we think of that before? That's what that does. That increases the aptitude of everybody. I mean, not all, but just good enough of what they can or cannot do. No, 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 no. Look for the ones that actually increases the popular opinion of everybody. Because I know it's out there somewhere. That actually does have modifier of popular opinion increase. Somewhere. Where is it? It's good to know. Oh, not that. Terrified core by your bodyguards. Create weapons and armor, go adventuring. Create books, tapestries, create crowns, sculptures. If you ever had a previous character who, which again, the requirement is, you need someone who previously made an artifact before, as far as recollection is concerned. No, there's no core position that increases the popular opinion of others. Ah, he was the excellent Chancellor. We should do. We need to keep the peace around here. Look, he's no longer heritable. See, it took a while. Now he gets everything. Nobody's going to get disinherited around here, alright? Unless I want to disinherit Panctile and fast track it to my granddaughter. Which she's got a lot of potential out of her. Since she's going to be more martial oriented. Oh, I wish I had 500 gold to take her to the university, but I have no university. The nearest university is down there. Or over there. I would have loved to travel to one, but at this late of life, there's no point. I'm going to assemble my army, and then we'll deal with them. Oh, Caravan Master. Their loyalty to me. You. Prepare armies for faster army movement speed. Because I'm going to be the one leading, for the sake of personal glory. And hopefully not get killed, because I'm a cripple. And I know there's other decisions that can increase popular opinion, but we ain't got time for that now. Ready. Okay, here's what we're going to do. And I can patrol around there, then there, then there. Gotta move on. Don't write edge 6 me to promise to press me to promote Troy to the honor commandership. What you might have wished to say no matter what. Army's not a nursery, man. No, what's that? Friend died. It's a worthless Idiqut Bokut. We've been burdened with your oppressive lords for far too long. No more. We're done paying you taxes. Once your coffers drop and your larders are empty, you will wish you treated us more fairly. No, never. A peasant's lot is to serve their lord. There's one there and the other one's over there. Your arrogance knows no bounds. Worry not, you should be soon taught a lesson in humility. Well, we're coming in. And we're gonna put a stop to it. We're on our way to there. And they're over there in the con. We're not gonna get there in time, but it's definitely gonna increase the size. And keep in mind, it's defensive war, not an offensive war, so. 1 second. Take off command. May go tend to this matter. Nothing? Okay, put me back. Yeah, we can move our big body of troops faster than before. Spouse of my son and heir of Hagtalius passed away. All those carefully crafted plans have been crushed by my death's fickle impulse. Though such complaints might have seemed petty and insubstantial compared to a family's pain. Rest in peace. Died of pneumonia. I would suggest for you to not get remarried. It all depends on the education of Sati. When you become the ruler of Qocho, whoever you married is up to you. But I'm still greedy as I have ever been. So we can say, yes, it does work, but it didn't register, so I have to ask Sevex Khan about that. And take screenshots as evidence. And all that in one. That's another one down. It's gonna take about 7 months to get there, but they're gonna get Dong Huang. And the size of the peasant revolt will increase. There's a commotion among the children. Old girl was tempted to preach among the fellow youngsters and became a target of a small fight. Sati intervened and did what she could to protect. Never back down from a challenge, Sati. That is definitely you. For some time, I'm aware the religious dignitaries of my realm are plotting something behind my back. Far from life-threatening, their plans present a political challenge I must overcome. In reality, they are planning to host a grand religious meeting with foreign religious emissaries in my capital and asking for me to fund the whole operation. Support or not plans carries a good or bad political consequences. Good God Almighty! 714? You must be joking! I refuse to pay for the gathering. The vassals will not like me that much. But British Council will be incensed. I'll lose 451 piety. I can live with that. Who in the right mind? See, the size of the revolt increased. So they're heading to Sube. Son of beeswax. Increased by 1. Famine, fever. Marshall increased by 1. Yeah, we'll engage him soon, despite his high advantage. Alright, so I run a better army, commander, more commander traits. I don't give a... That place is diseased, right? No, you're fine. You're fine. This is gonna be a bad idea, but I want that personal shot of glory. Advantage me all the way. Haha, screw ya. Locals pacified for 25 years. Now, we could prosper. Things will go up in time. Youngest seneschal we have around here is you. You'll get better. Control growth, damn it. Can stop. As do you. 3 years? Well, to be fair, domain limit. And among other things. So that hurt the economy quite a bit. Take a drink, man. Hey, I tell you what, when you get remarried, you should marry someone who has very high stewardship to help you with your domain limit, since your stewardship is rather appalling compared to mine. With a base of 13. Dirt-teen. Yes, I said the word dirt, and then you add the word teen, so dirt-teen. Anyways. I must confess. Remember, it doesn't say you get rid of radio generous or whatever. Famine, fever, spreading. At this point, I'm ready to pass on. Hey, despite the fact of me being crippled as all heck. No, you can't hunt anymore because you're infirm. You can hike. Whenever you feel melancholic again, go down a hike. What's with this famine fever getting out of control? This is what you propose? Ah, Kashka. Sure. Save your money for the inheritance. At least we get to hold 2 kingdom titles. Holding Vijaya or all of Khotan will definitely give us the new Uyghur Khaganate Empire title. And this would become primary title. Pick up the trait Greatest of Khans. I don't know if Pangtila is up for it because I believe this requires a lot more. Yeah, illustrious. And lots of money and prestige. I could see that happening in the future. So Pangtila will be a holder of 2 titles, but does the Greatest of Khans title also apply to female rulers as well? The Greatest of Khatuns, as they would call it? Because I never gave that much thought about it until now. Oh, by the way, since the old man's passed, you can have that vassal now. Here. Manicheans and followers. Oh yeah, there's that, but might be getting Guardian of the Light. I don't think there's another chance you're gonna have that again, because I don't think you're gonna have longer live rulers. I think you might as well just do it here. Yeah, I'll be a Guardian of the Light. It's +2 martial, +4 prowess, which is never gonna go up again. But we gain trade Dinovati, which can be inherited. Monthly party up, same faith opinion, the clergy opinion goes up. Zag, so another +2. Piety. Rich people. The rational way is not to seize wealth. A powerful person. The wise approach is to not boast about oneself. If there's a reason to boast, a demon power will emerge in the darkness. If there's reason to seize wealth, the demon of faith will emerge in a quagmire. As I said, there's not going to be another chance to have another ruler that may get up to fame devotion again. Unless one can become the greatest Khans. That will not be me. Instead, I will be an apostle of money. That's what Zag and money means. This is just for bragging rights. And the Navigable. And you can inherit it, I believe. But it does give us this permanent modifier for us. We revived the Kingdom of Galchang, we've done it. Now we have this. So you should be happy with what you have. This affects us all. It's a dynasty. As I struggle to make out the tiny letters on the scroll before me, I feel a headache building once again. Why do scribes insist on writing such small symbols? I squint to try it again. Nothing short of a miracle, with the aid of the stone of glass, and even old men struggling with bad eyesight could read with ease. Because I'm greedy, I'll say sell everything which is impossible to read. Get some of that money back. Remember, for the inheritance. Do it. My lord, I cover the religious community of Idiqut in the Egalitarian talk some. There, wise and pious men have been collecting and preserving traditional knowledge of Kushinian culture for centuries. As a sign of our goodwill, we're offering this precious anthology of Kushinian text translated to your own language. Hope you accept it to gain a new perspective on our people. Please, stay. Teach me more. +1 diplomacy and money. Vassal, Mayor, Manley approaches down with a young Manito. My liege and Idiqut spots. My courts Tulun Yoga seeks the honor of serving the retinue of Bagatula. Given the opportunity to prove his quality. The man knows his way around a spear. He will not let you down when it counts. Alright. Very well, you may attend me, Tomo. Peasant man stands before me, informing the idea of his plea. The recent war took a toll on the countryside. We're not sure who the culprit is, but they looted the foreign cultural side to us Christianity from Toxon. Please we beseech you. Spare some of your resources so we can see it restored. Peasants request of clumsy about clearing together a loved one's status. We don't want to have that again. For another... Well, actually, no. This does not overtake locals pacified. And plus, the offensive war thing is still going down with time. So I'll say, we cannot afford to spend a gold on this matter. They'll be displeased, yes, but... It's offset by this. And when offensive war goes away, slowly but surely, then we should be fine for the time being. Again, saving money in inheritance. So when I pass, my son, Bangtale, will use that money wisely for whatever he may need, even though he's about as greedy as I am. My granddaughter's just finished a lesson held by Radai on the management of treasury and the gold therein. She had taken the lesson somewhat to heart. She understands the role of the lower classes and will insist that if the peasant stops paying the taxes, they are of no more use and should be discarded. A very callous view on human life. What on earth? Well, if you not learn anything, this is a lesson about fairness. She should be just. I mean, yes, it's increased stewardship while lowering her intrigue and up on learning. But the important thing about it, increases initial legitimacy. Should a day she ever takes the throne, her legitimacy level will go up than what Pangtele may start off with. So she has to do well on everything. How many languages do you know, by the way? You should learn Ashikuchi language. You may want to know that language. It's useful around here. I hear Korodata's last before I could see him. His back almost turned to me, his breath reeking of kumish. Who's going to govern us when Idiqut Bokut leaves us for the birds? Will it be Pangtele? His arm is so weak that he could barely prevent his own fingers from falling off. No, it will certainly not be sweet that does Pangtele. I don't think it matters, because he's getting old with time. So let Korodata's words be lost to the wind. Come on. So we're predicting right now. Even though he does have a bit of a health boost from that personal decision, a small health boost. But he's expected to have a pretty short reign, despite him being ambitious. He'll probably live up to like 62, that's what I'm predicting. His only priority, and plus all that money that he's earned from being the court musician, the job pays well, you know. Combine that, you got a pretty good thing going for you. And Pangtele, when you become the Idiqut, you should give your daughter a job. Adventure and invasion. That's different. I'll say yes, but I am not coming over to that. The steppe affairs. Gee, you know what? That's something you... Well, no. That'll be up to my son. Because when he has his own personal gold combined with the gold that I am currently generating, which will be a lot more, as I said, we're saving up on inheritance. He's going to spend that money heavily on increasing the size of the military, and as well as another men-at-arms regiment. That would definitely help these out. And the Uyghur troops as well. Well, if I were you, I would take some armored footmen. Or actually bowmen, because skirmishers are common. But don't spend it right now. That'll be up to him. Typhus for Koza. Yeah, well, he deserves it. Oh! I just remembered another thing. Another thing when I pass. Funeral arrangements. I would like to have a magnificent funeral to be held by my son. And depending on the month, the time of the month, hold the bema for legitimacy. You got it? Those are my last wishes, son. Head up padded swords for a sparring match of my granddaughter Sati. I notice a tattered journal is cast to one side. Undercovered seems to obtain exercises and best practices pertaining to the martial arts. Sati glanced at my text. Oh, that thing? I'll mostly read for the illustrations. You could borrow it. We should try it out. Further her martial education focus. Nice going, Archbishop. That's why you're never going to be Idiqut of the Gui. Finally, those diseases are gone. Just browsing. I've been studying the ancient religious texts and the writings of scholars. They all seem to agree that the world will end in 6,000 years after its creation. By my calculations, we're less than a century away. However, my son, Kodchek, urges me to keep it to myself. Leave it to the priest and avoid panic. What if your calculations are wrong? Well, I should consult with more priests. The herbalists and physicians of Donghuang, have become famous in recent times for the quality of their herbal medicines, made using various plants, herbs, minerals, and so on that are uniquely native to Dokkan. It's good to hear. We can make it longer. Yeah. This will, because say good years, 6 years, we can increase it to 12 years. So Donghuang will have famous herbs and herbalists. 3 holding tanks and a bit more development growth there. That's good, actually. Invest in that a bit. Spend little. And that one's worth investing. What? In my land? But you're way up there. What are you doing here? There's gonna come a day where you're gonna have to feudalize. And you can't make them say, hey, how about I feudalize for you? No, you have to hold the land for yourself. It don't work like that. 79. Now look, I've only killed a man personally. That was a battle. That was a child soldier. So, you got that going for you. And why is she making that pose? Oh, hunchback. I see, I see. Today I'm in town paying a visit to someone. I overhear an elderly gentleman saying, "The security around here is terrible. Shameful, that's what it is." And he continues to criticize my guards and my decisions regarding to protect these areas while noticing that I'm right there. I'll review myself and discuss what do you think should be done. What do you think? I mean, I'm not going to be around for long, so this modifier doesn't really matter, good or bad. Well, he says, got the poor advice from the old man about defense. And Katana Vrabo live in Mahayana. They do not pray to the Father of Greatness. Archbishop Qocho condemns his heresy, but the people ask for understanding. How they worship is none of my business. 25 years. Go for it. Plus, it doesn't make your war score go up. Doesn't matter. You're killing yourselves out there. And that's nomadic land, so I don't care. I care about the here and now, and as well as, well, 106 gold. While this continues to increase, he'll have enough money to hold a funeral for me, and depending on the time of year, hold the Bema festival for increased legitimacy, so he can keep his vassals in line. Miserable fiend. That is the aim here. We recently been given a gift of reindeer and moose fat from a group of locals. It is considered a valuable product here in the Siberian North and can be used for cooking a variety of meals. Sounds delicious. Reindeer and moose fat. That's what I be having for the last years of my life. Granddaughter got 2 more diplomacy points. That's my granddaughter. And she's going to be turning, okay, she just turned 15 recently. Next year she'll be 16, and we'll have, I think she'll be a skilled tactician or brilliant strategist by the end of it. At least she's quick-minded. Archbishop Qocho often quotes passages from the scriptures about holy virtues. I should prove I've been paid attention by quoting a passage of my own, preferably one to which complements his personality. I will memorize and recite a section on, well, he's a irrational opportunist, so very bold or somewhat irrational. I don't know, I'll say your chastity. He is pleased. Very well then. And no, I'm not spending no legend. Because of low income. Even though the income looks very good right now, but there are no more buildings for me to invest in. But certainly we'll invest in military in the future. I'll live up to Panctale in order to keep the peace. And as well as the additional funds it's going to go to. Again, for my funeral. And and the Bema. Oh, and not to forget the Songo's been murdered. Oh, the Father of Greatness, how could you do this to Songo? If I have sinned, why did you not punish me instead? She was blameless, my perfect daughter. Life had so much more in store for her. Well, she's 44, I don't know about that, but who murdered her? Sangrama. The 6th, 7th. He's the 7th. He did some purging. She did not deserve that. Great. Now we got a cruel ruler over there. All the more reasons why Panctele should be the one to take care of that matter. Put it into the Jaya Kingdom, conquer Khotan, and then we'll be rich. While I'm just waiting for my time to go. That's all I'm concerned about now. Just waiting for my end. I'd just like to be bedridden and infirmed. Nice and peaceful. No disease. After all, it does fit the character's greedy personality. He's gonna die rich. Not the wealthiest ruler of the world, but hey, he's made a very good amount before the end of his life when that time comes. And at the moment, ladies and gentlemen, I'm not even looking at my computer screen. I'm just laying on my bed, looking up at the ceiling, just waiting. A tone event pops up. I arrive back at my castle after a long, lonely walk. Another year passed, another year older. I was born this day 80 years ago. The older I get, the more I cherish the relationships I cultivate over the years. So it saddens me I have not heard from my wife, Chuying, or any of my friends today. I trudge along my chambers, wilderness appending my lazy feet and my peg leg. When I hear a clang and hushed whispers from down the hallway. She's still around. What could that be at this hour? Happy birthday! What a surprise! All my nearest and dearest friends have come together to wish me well as I begin this next year of life. There's even an entire table laden with pomegranate cakes, my favorite. Here I was thinking that everyone had forgotten about me. I cannot believe that Chuying went through all the trouble of arranging this in secret. I had not a clue that such a thoughtful surprise was being planned at all. My friend, Huajian, approaches me, struggling to carry 3 beautifully wrapped packages. Ever the trickster, he says. I have 3 gifts here for the choosing. One shall be yours. Which shall it be? I'll take the biggest one. The sanctified stained glass shard. Oh, I keep forgetting I have these different daggers. It appears stained with a curious sanguine color. What is the matter with you? Get rid of that! You call that a birthday gift? But nevertheless, I have it destroyed and more money for me. I shake my head at them. Call that a gift? For an old man like me? Damn it, man. It's kind of like a one last screw you for some of the sins that I've done in the past. And 30 gold. Now that's a birthday gift. My last confession. No getting rid of greedy here. Wait. There is one last act that I must do that I'm willing to spend a bit of money on. Pilgrimage to the caves. I want to be a religious icon at the end of it. This will be an act of devotion this time. I'll be there. Yes. Let's give it to all that. 172 gold. This will be about worship. Not be a role model, nor be into curiosity. This will be worship. My last activity. I must become a religious icon. The Sunni Caliphate concedes. After years of attrition and anarchy, Caliph al-Mutawakkil has finally conceded and forsake any hope of reunifying Arabia and Persia. The East now belongs to new rulers, who will continue to struggle against the steppe nomads and each other, while the cave watches powerlessly from afar. It is clear the fall of the Abbasids provide many opportunities for a house bold enough to seize them. Dawn will come again. Good for them. Yes, I have arrived at the caves, basically. It is clear it isn't just Manicheans who arrived here. Worshippers of all sects have come to these caves. My entourage and I will rest for the night in a nearby town, and will proceed to the caves tomorrow. Now, where would be a good place to rest? Today I enter the caves, so basically, particularly the ones dedicated to true knowledge. What wonder and delight! The artwork on the cave walls are old, cracked, and chipped, with the paint peeling off, yet I cannot help but gaze with a great sense of veneration. Sometimes it almost feels like they are dancing across stone, begging me to revere the Father of Greatness even more. We stay in the caves for a while long, praying and performing various Manichean rites. Praise to the Father of Greatness! A pilgrimage to the caves is over. These old and venerable caves were quite a sight, and there is little doubt in my mind they will continue to attract devoted Manichean visitors such as myself for countless generations to come. I am happy that I could make it. Just fell short of being, or whatever is after that comes after, experienced pilgrim. Consecrate bloodline? Really? Gain a legitimizing legend seed. So by showing sufficient devotion and gathering up the favor of the clergy, I get assured that my dynasty is forever enshrined as a holy bloodline under divine protection. It makes sense because you're the one that reformed the church. 500 more renown. Legitimizing legend. It sounds good to me. Look at you. Healthy man. Alright. Let's do it. Perform the final rites. My unwavering devotion towards Father of Greatness's representatives on Earth had not gone unnoticed. Archangel Courtiers has officially recognized my family's contributions and consecrated our name as the eternal defenders of the Manichean faith. Virtue without fault. Ha ha ha! At the age of 80, they will remember me as the anointed, the reformer and the anointed of the Manichean faith, as I'm a paragon. Zealous vassals will now respect me more. So he's become an example of religious virtue beyond reproach through his temperance, though prone to greed. But greed isn't a sin, but rather just a personality trait. Wonderful. Keeper to the Manichean holy site. that's mainly because you have that holy site over there. The Holy Blood. Again, that will not be up to me to promote that legend. There's the Holy Legend. But legitimizing does help you with legitimacy. I want my son to do that for me. Start a legend. Funeral, remember. You did your pious act. Okay? Your culture finally discovered a barracks innovation. Well, I'll be damned. I'll be damned. You've finally done it. Now I can improve the barracks a bit further for our spearmen. But that costs too much! Oh, by the way, is it all gone? Offensive ore? Almost all gone. Just take a drink, man. Wish I could do this, but that's going to cost you a lot of money. My ward, Sati, has come of age. It is time she left my care. As an active, enthusiastic child, it is no surprise that Sati has done well in her studies of war and combat. It is impressive to see such skills in someone so young. She displays a level of insight that's rare even amongst veteran commanders. She's a brilliant strategist and a desert warrior. Oh, yes. Very suitable around here. But don't forget, consecrated blood runs through our veins in this dynasty. Till we meet again. Through my connections with the Middle Eastern elites in my realm, I managed to build up a good rapport within their community. Even commoners who shared similar ethnic origin as these elites, having migrated here from elsewhere along the Silk Road, are thinking more highly of me than ever before. I've no doubt people who live in their homelands in the Middle East have also heard good things about me and my family's rule over these lands. In the long run, this will surely benefit me politically and financially, earning much honor and acclaim for my dynasty. Let's hope this period of goodwill lasts a while. Gain a bit more renown. Your next dynasty legacy is not until you get to there. So, you are a bit more than halfway of getting there. How's your health, son? Again, you may have a short reign ahead of you, but you will be remembered for your time as the one who keeps the peace. That'll be your priority. Don't try to fight any wars. Don't command any armies. In fact, I think we're willing to bring in a couple of Bagatular who wish to serve with us, to be part of your retinue. I laugh at this. Well, I could spend little for this. Oh, and by the way, Sati, since you are here, See if I could find a court position for you. I know you may not be good at everything else, but I'm just looking at, you know. But again, since you're female, you're not allowed to serve as knight or commander. You may be brave, but your fighting skills are abysmal. But I'm looking for something that suits you for the time being. I mean, job pays well. Does not have a poet trade. Yeah, no kidding. I'm just looking. I mean, you're average at just about everything. Ah, master the horse. Perfect. Perfect job for you. Sorry about that, wife, but you're terrible at it, and we need someone who can definitely, you know, do that. That will help increase our number of knights to fill up the ranks. And a bit of travel speed and all that. Yeah, perfect job for you. I mean, it pays 0.22 a month, so that's good for you. And I can pay you a bit more for whatever it needs. Yeah. Perfect for you. Han Manichean populists. Huh. Oh. I didn't see that there. Why on earth would I need that? But I did see your stewardship skill, daughter. Yours is 5, hers is 9. Damn, she's even better. Better than my stewardship. Well, actually, I still have domain limit of 2. I mean, it depends on certain traits, you know. So, granddaughter and master horse. I could give her more. Give him, oh, sorry, too late to give her a few jobs in. As I'm heading for my chambers, Joyce, blessed sleep when I vent. Rossa, oh, window, just a wind, I think. Until the wind starts to speak. Mala, open up my chest. It is I. How do you? I was put shutters open, and lo and behold, man is calling Mala's the window. It is Bag. What did you just call my daughter, you womanizer? I'm too old for this shit. I'm 81. I'm just waiting for my time for the join the Father of Greatness. Could have died a decade ago. Hey, you know what? Sure, even though I'm a eunuch. So fine, I'll do the deviant stuff. At the end of it. Why the heck not? I'm at the end of my life anyway. Now I'm just abiding my time and let time tick along. Just click that. As soon as this character dies, that'll be the end of the episode, okay? Tyranny War. I sometimes wonder whether or not if your health's going to be poor at one point. You have a friend in me. Keep up, friend. Yeah, gotcha. that realm has been disillusioned, dissolved. Hey, isn't Umdo part of Uyghur Cognate Target? No. At least we got decent bagators to be part of the retinue when succession takes place. And my dear Chang, I might have not loved you, yet I feel you are passing more curiously than I ever thought possible. You were always there, my constant companion. Did I take you for granted? There's so many things I've left unsaid. Hope you find peace, Chang. She was 70. You were there for me for basically all my life. And wow. Look him up again. So, his wife passed away of old age 30. And then one day later, Idiqut Bokut, the Anointed, has abandoned his mortal coil at the age of 81. 81 years of age. He died of old age. A zealous man. He fought for the glory of the Father of Greatness against the heathens in one of the greatest wars in recent history. At least that's the positive thing we say about him. Maybe perhaps with his greediness, he probably wrote that on his will for those propagandists of what they say about him. They probably said that. After all, he's a religious icon. Let's not deny that. Wow. That's, I mean, after all, don't forget, he's a poet too, so I guess it is poetic for his wife, his Tibetan wife, passed on the 30th of November. And one day later, he passed away too. He ruled for 54 years. That is impressive. Well, actually, but in actuality, he actually been ruling in 864, so that's 57 years. He was exalted among men. He was a religious icon. He was a diplomat. He fought in 20 wars, 10 offensive wars, 10 defensive wars. Hosted 13 activities, 2 pilgrimages to the Vezklik Caves, 2 Bama festivals, 2 pilgrimages, 1 to Samarkand and 1 to Khotan. Visited the Crescent Lake, 1 ancient stone monument examination, 1 feast, 1 hike, 1 hunt, 1 grand tour. And he attended 2 activities, a funeral and a hunt. Or Nugget, to be exact. So now. Idiqut Pangtale ascends the throne. A greedy man, he is unlikely to garner the favor of the peasantry of the realm. He gets everything. So he's Pangtale II, named after his grandfather. So he starts off with an older man. So we will stop this episode right here, as you've inherited everything. And all the money that he accumulated himself, and the money that he's inherited, that's a very good amount. But now, the question is, in which he's august. Of course he would pick that path when you look at it that way. You know what, it would be wise to pick up room for his granddaughter to pick up a few more skill points. Yeah, that'd be a good idea. To, you know what, stay on it, because his ambition is to keep the realm together with his high diplomacy. And yeah, the corporate grandeur bonus goes up. Legitimacy gain or the legitimacy loss. It increases initial legitimacy, which off the start, it appears he is illegitimate, but I think it'll register in a month's time. So that's a bit incorrect. But we'll have to deal with a little bit of vassal limit. But definitely the domain limit, that's going to be real issues. So ladies and gentlemen, we will end that episode here. In the next episode, we will hold a funeral for the great Idiqut, the anointed one, the reformer of the Manichean Church. And then we'll hold a banner. We'll do everything to have high legitimacy, so the vassals can be pleased. And I'll try to sway those who need to be swayed, because as far as we know, he can have the sway phase length faster and be more effective with it. Yeah, his swaying skills should be a bit more effective. And he can befriend those who he wishes to befriend. So I believe he should go for foreign affairs first. And then, in his late life, definitely go for stewardship. That's going to be his purpose in life. Keep the realm together. Unless we all fall. And all that. So, we'll see you in the next episode. But until then, so long for now.